Hi everyone, I'm Justin Stone, and I'm a great movie writer from 1997 to 2002. Now trust me when I say that this is probably one of the hardest things for me to have to endure, is not to be there and celebrate with you guys, and celebrate with my movie ride family. You're all so special, and you're all part of something so special, and I hope that you treasure that and hold it dearly. But even though I can't be there, what I can do is share with you a little bit of something that I'm working on. So as you may know, I'm working on a documentary about the Great Movie Ride, but more specifically, the people of the Great Movie Ride. So you guys, it's going to be all about you and the great stories that you've built and that you've shared with friends. I want to capture that and do something with. So that's going to come along relatively soon. But what I can do today is just share a little bit of a quip right now, a part of the GMoscaRs that I think would be nice to kind of go back and relive and talk about. So hope you guys enjoy. Again, I really wish I could be there, and I miss you all so much. But such is life. So enjoy your time tonight. Enjoy your time this weekend, and have fun, and be good. Be good to the ride and each other, and enjoy. Dateline, May 1st, 1989. The culmination of the imaginations of over 1,000 Imagineers results in a slice of Hollywood in Central Florida, the Disney MGM Studios, a glimpse into the Hollywood that never was. At the center of the studio stood the Great Movie Ride, a step in some of the most iconic movies since the dawn of motion pictures. Originally designed as great moments in the movies and slated to be placed at Epcot, the Great Movie Ride drew so much passion from Disney leadership, an entire park was built around it, and cinematic history was made. But this story isn't about Bogey, Bergman, Kelly, Garland, or Andrews. No. Our story focuses on the real stars, the cast of the Great Movie Ride. The tour guides, gangsters, greeters, ushers, and bandits, who collectively created endless memories for millions of guests on a daily basis. And as magical as that was, the real magic happened when the fifth set was pulled and the last guest exited through the doors at the end of dock. Our story begins here in this modest theater where Hollywood's biggest and brightest would grace the screen every day without interruption. But for a few times a night each year, the cast would take over this space, celebrating each other's accomplishments in this wonderful place they called home. They called it the GMoscaRs, and it was on those nights the Great Movie Ride really came to life. The GMoscaRs was the brainchild of movie writer Gabriel McLeod, but to get it off the ground, a small cast of dedicated cast members quickly rallied around and embraced the spirit of the event. To say it was a low-budget affair would be a generous compliment. Everyone who built the GMoscaRs did so purely through the love of the ride. Everything from sound design to food was pitched in by fellow movie writers to make the show as successful as possible. And so, in 1996, and with a budget of $50 and a lot of borrowed hands from around Walt Disney World, the first GMoscaRs premiered in Finale Theater.
The GMoscaR goes to Kurt Shady.
The ceremony was hosted by the incomparable George Willis, a pillar throughout many of the GMoscaR ceremonies. A seasoned actor by trade, Willis was always able to command the attention of the audience through his dry monologues and his Jerry Lewis-like straight man comedy. During the 2-hour event, Willis would become the man of 1,000 faces. Whatever needed to be played on stage, George Willis would gladly do it.
Oh, hi! Welcome to the Great Movie Ride. Yeah, if I can see through this wall over here, it's right behind the popcorn wagon. Hey, why?
While awards were certainly the coveted object throughout the evening, what made the GMoscaRs especially exciting and entertaining were the skits produced and performed by the cast of the Great Movie Ride. Each performance would be a humble homage to the ride itself or an inside joke collectively shared by the cast, but unknown to outsiders. Although every skit had its own unique tribute to the ride, some performances were breakout successes, elevating them to legend-like status still talked about today.
Yes. You see that?
I do.
Yeah, what is that?
Roast beef.
Yes. My roast beef still on the floor, got stepped on by the genie. But that's okay, the man in white says, ah! It's nice to see me. Talk about dead show.
At the ride. Oh,
got to go at the ride. Come on, see the show at the ride. There's no wait, you know, so we'll be here down at the ride. We'll be here.
This is Tinder, this is Flint. You bring them together and you take out Clint.
Cagney, he's the sheriff. Cagney,
He's Dr. Jones.
Cagney, he's the Wizard of Oz.
The sorcerer's name is Yenka, which is Cagney spelled backwards.
And our hero races to Eddie's spaceship, where the two meet face to face.
Ah! Nice to see me, Charlie. You will not spoil my plans. This should hold you for a while.
Oh no, it's a low band laser beam.
How's your pancreas now, Charlie? It's time to take over the world and such a scumbag. Happy Halloween! Release the Scarlet Demons!
Hey, you.
Oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night, being o'er my head, as a winged messenger of heaven.
What?
With love's light wings did I o'erperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out.
Hey, Colleen, who is this guy? Listen, back off, buddy. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Why, I misspoke! It is not fair Juliet, but my bonny Kate, the prettiest Kate in all Christendom, Kate of Kate Hall, my super dainty Kate.
It even kicked off some of the Great Movie Ride's most memorable and lovable characters.
We also have at the Great Movie Ride is a restaurant one of our special drinks. It is called the Bumper Easter. A couple of these and you too will not be moving. Okay, and our big special, which I know will be a huge seller. We have Bill and Todd's excellent salad. One half is nuts, the other is fruit.
You know, Meg was something special. A real spitfire. You know what I mean? When I was young, I'd see her singing among the pig pens, splashing around in the mud. I knew she was gonna be a big star one day. That's why I devoted my whole career to send all her demo tapes out to whole types of people, and by God, I knew she was gonna be a star. It didn't take long for them to jump on a real talent like her. You know what I mean?
The first iterations of GMoscar skits were low production at best, but always full of humor and heart. But as the years progressed, so did the sophistication of skits, moving them from stage to the big screen and everything in between, with GMR cast members bringing the Great Movie Ride into the culture of today.
This is the story of 6 CPs.
David!
Hey, it's Randy!
Keith. Mike. Larry.
And Lindsay. We were all picked to live at the Great Movie Ride and have our lives videotaped. Find out what happens when we stop being polite and start getting real on the real world, GMR. So before I came down here, I was a little bit worried about the living situation, you know. Would the house be nice? Where would I park? Would the library be nearby? Okay, who am I kidding? Basically, I'm really worried about what kind of freaks I'd be living with. So now it's like...
Across the world. The characters believe they are alive. The show scenes become real. You've stepped into the movies, but with a darker turn.
This is your show, movie writers. The GMoscaRs is a collective force of the love that you've put towards your shows, your fellow cast members, and most importantly, the ride. Soon, this little theater will be no more, torn down and buried beneath a newer story, complete with its own memories to build. But this little theater will always hold our treasured memories of the performances, awards, laughter, and tears so dear. And as for the great movie ride, celebrate the small time you each had here. Embrace those precious moments that seem like ages ago, yet burn in our hearts and minds like it was yesterday. Savor those moments and look upon them fondly as a time when you, the cast, brought the silver screen to life. You are the great movie ride.
Problem, officer? I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
Am I gorgeous? I want you to know.
No. We didn't need CBS. We had rotations.
Good morning, Vietnam! Fasten your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Oh my, I've forgotten how much I hate Head Usher.